Hey, this is Lynn coming at you on a Friday this week, and just with some thoughts because I haven't been feeling well. And I actually did not do a plank yesterday because I just have not been feeling well at all. I was a day late publishing my day 24 plank, and I didn't do my day 25 plank. I'll probably do one today, but I've been dealing with headaches every day. Um, my sleep is still not good. I know I'm still gaining weight. I can tell. I can tell. Um, Maybe a pound, but still, it's like I haven't been gaining weight for a long time. Something's happening. I feel a little more inflamed. Um, so I just had an appointment with my naturopathic doctor. When it comes to my mast cell activation syndrome, sometimes I don't know really what's triggering issues, but it's been a while since I felt bad. And I was thinking, of course, I'm mulling over all these possibilities in my head. And I don't know that maybe, I don't know if it's my diet. Although he did say that the dairy that I was putting in my coffee um, may be a potential culprit because I'm very sensitive to dairy. And I didn't know this before. I just always felt horrible. So I figured, I didn't realize that the dairy was such a big deal for me. But apparently, just a little bit of half and half I was putting in my coffee, um, he felt could be contributing to the issues that I'm having. We also talked about the fact that I got this rebounder, and I've been doing the rebounder now, like every day, since it's been about a week since I got it. And it can actually like get the lymphatic system going and moving. And so there's a possibility that I have more toxins in my system because of that. And so now also we talked again, we're going to talk about poop. All right. I haven't been pooping very often. Now I don't feel constipated, and he's not too concerned about the fact, like, he doesn't think I'm necessarily constipated because I don't feel bloated. I don't feel uncomfortable. But back when I was eating dairy regularly, even on the carnivore diet, I was going at least 2 or 3 times a week. Now, before the carnivore diet, I was going at a minimum once a day, often 2, 3 times a day. Um, Things were moving through. Of course, fiber, right? I was eating all sorts of garbage. But I remember when I was going only maybe 2 times a week on the carnivore diet, I was like concerned, like I need to be pooping more. I need to be going more. And of course, it's the moment I said that, I started going less. And with dairy completely out of my system, like literally last month or so, I'm only going, well, maybe it's been longer than that. I've only been going every 10 to 14 days. And I don't know. I hear carnivores talking about, oh, I'm going every other day. People that were constipated before, oh, I'm not constipated anymore. My bowels are regular. I've had the exact opposite issue with me. And again, I'm feeling fine. I'm not bloated. I know my bowels are moving because I do actually pass some gas. But yeah, so we're going to tackle that. I do have an issue with drinking enough water, and he thinks that that's probably a good place to start. He also wants me to start taking a digestive enzyme complex, and let's see if we can get things moving. But he wants me, so I'm going to start doing the digestive enzyme complex. He said it's just important. It has protease and lipase in it. And I do have one. So I'm going to go start taking that. But he wants me during the first 10 hours of my day to be drinking 8 ounces of water per hour. So he said during the first 10 hours of the day is when the kidneys process our water better. And so that's a lot for me. Like, I know I don't drink very much water. I really don't. I know it roots back to when my mast cell activation syndrome was all flared up. it affects my bladder. I mean, it affects so many things, but bladder is one of the things that it affects. And I would have urinary incontinence and either, yeah, barely make it to the bathroom, or sometimes my bladder would just release its contents randomly, which was horrible and mortifying. So I got into the habit of just like not drinking very much water. So this is going to be interesting. He also wants me to do 3 days of a food diary just so we can get a feel for the macros as far as how much fat I'm eating versus meat. Really hard to quantify, and also how many calories I'm eating. I don't know if I'm not eating enough. That's a possibility because I eat for my hunger and I'm not hungry that often. So anyways, I've got a mystery to solve here, and I'm just going with the flow. I know it's been like almost 9 full months that I've been on the carnivore diet. Actually, is it tomorrow? Just no, I think I started the 29th of May, so it's almost 9 months. And it's been smooth sailing. So I probably overdue for this challenge. But I'm going to just keep pushing on. And he did agree that the dairy, I should probably just be staying away from the dairy. So with that said, fat is, I'm not sure how much fat I need. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know how much fat I need. I have plenty of fat for my body to live off of, but how much fat do I need for my intestines? I don't know. So this is definitely a mystery to be solved, and it's just going to be a matter of, trial and error and figuring out what to do. My sleep is still bad. I just, I try to get to sleep earlier, and I just don't. And I was feeling fine before, so I don't know if the sleep issue is causing me problems or not. It may or it may not be, but yeah, I've been more congested, and he thinks that is the dairy, and yeah. So we also talked about my mold toxicity issues with the positive mycotoxin test. I did have a retest, and 2 of the molds that were a problem are better, not resolved, but better. But I do have one new species of mold that it's not too high, but it's now registering on the test. And it's a more concerning species that could end up causing neurological issues. So it's really important to get that taken care of. So the doctor I saw a different doctor. I had to do an in-person visit. I saw a different naturopathic doctor a couple months ago, and she is actually a mold specialist and has a long history of mold research. And so I think he agreed. I think I'm going to go back and see her about the mold issue and see what we're going to do from that, because I don't know how much of my current problems are still being triggered, and my mast cell activation is still being triggered by mold issues. And I know I've mentioned before that I may be one of those people that just naturally cannot detox mold, that has that genetic mutation that cannot detox mold naturally. I may be, because like I said before, we had a professional mold inspection, a very thorough mold inspection in our house, and it came back beautiful. So it's not my house, but I do live in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it's Washington State, so it rains, there is mold. It's not a dry climate. It is more of a wet climate. So I was talking to Dave the other day. I said, I wonder what would happen if I took a trip down to Arizona and just kind of spent a little bit of time in a dry climate and see how I feel. I probably could. I could probably fit in an economy airplane seat now and not have to worry. I mean, I always feel like I'm pushing out the people on either side of me, but it's been a long time since I've flown. And before I started losing weight, if I had to fly, I had to buy a first class ticket because I was just too big. I mean, I could sit in the seat, I could fit, but it was like the arms were like pushing into my sides. Of course, I had to get a seatbelt expander. Um, if I was someone else was sitting next to me that other than my husband, I felt like I had to, like, the whole flight be going like this, because just trying to keep my arms straight, I was overflowing into the seats next to me. And if I'm on the aisle, I was getting bumped by the cart. And, you know, flying was so incredibly uncomfortable. I mean, you feel like you're packed like a sardine, and then sitting there like this the whole time. I was just so uncomfortable and in so much pain by the time the flight was over. And of course, during the whole pandemic, I couldn't fly because they were requiring masks on the planes. And for me, the heat from my breath from the mask was a huge trigger. I'd get an anaphylactic type response, throat swelling and nausea, dizziness. I just can't risk that happening in order to take a flight. So, but that's not the case now. So I could probably go fly. I'm just wondering, should I be going and taking a little trip down to Arizona and just check and see what happens with the drier climate? I don't know. That's kind of an expensive test to take. So probably I'm not going to do that. But anyways, I just wanted to come on and give a little update. And I know that I was kind of disappointed in myself for not doing the plank yesterday, because I don't like to, I feel like it was a bit of a failure. And I know that you guys are going to say, don't worry about it, take care of yourself. And you're right. I do need to take care of myself. But yeah, I was a straight A student when I was in school. So it's like, I don't like it. To me, it's like not turning in an assignment. It's like, I never did that. Honestly, it's funny because when my kids were in school, they were always missing assignments. So it's like, what? I don't even understand that. I didn't even know that that was an option when I was in school, like to not turn something in. Like, I was just weird. I don't know. I was just a really good student, and I took my academics seriously. And so I think that carries over to the other things in my life, like this plank challenge. It's like not doing one yesterday to me was like not turning in an important assignment. And it's like better to turn in something than nothing, right? And so it's like, I feel like I should have just done one. Even if I could only hold it for 10 seconds, I should have just done one. So I guess it just goes to show how bad I felt. Like, I felt really bad. And I did a really great live stream last night, and I was concerned that I was going to struggle with it because of how bad I was feeling, but it ended up being fine. I was really grateful for that. But anyways, I know that I've already been rambling on now for almost 13 minutes. But I was just sitting here in front of my computer having my appointment with my naturopathic doctor, and I thought, okay, let's just record a video. It's been a long time since I've just sat down, other than my weekly weigh-in videos. It's been a long time since I've just sat down and did a video just for the sake of doing one. And I know that I'm going to get past this little, blip on, and I'll figure it out, because, obviously something is causing a problem, and I've got an immune system disease. So I can't necessarily control all the environmental factors, but I do control what I eat. And I did make a mistake with adding some dairy and having the coffee. Now, one thing he said, which I'm actually kind of happy about, he said that he doesn't think the coffee caused any of my problems. So I know that there's, several of you have said, don't necessarily write off coffee quite that quickly, and then maybe you can add it back. And I am paying attention to your comments. I really am. And I know one of you mentioned, it's something that maybe you find is it's like a joy, a part of your daily routine, that, don't just write it off that quickly. And I do agree. I love coffee. And so he didn't think it was the monk fruit drops either that was causing the problems. He thinks it was the dairy. So I'm going to give it time, and I'm going to wait until I feel better and I feel like I'm seeing progress again. And then I'll probably try coffee again without any dairy and see how I do. But I have a number of things that I have to work on, and, getting my bowels moving quicker, getting my water intake up there is a big part of it. Adding some digestive enzymes, getting the mold issue taken care of, and by seeing that other doctor figuring out what we need to do about the mold issue. Um, and yeah, so I think that's it. I wrote notes during my appointment with him. Oh yeah, doing a 3-day food diary. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna find out. Am I getting enough calories? I've also been considering joining one of the online groups, like maybe the one through Steak and Butter Gal, or I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. If you're part of a group that's a really good group that you think would be beneficial, let me know. But I'm contemplating it because I'm thinking I may be at the point in my journey with the carnivore diet where I need to get some support and a group that has been where I am and to help me figure things out. So we'll see. That's a possibility that I might do that. But anyways, just wanted to come in and check in and kind of give you guys an update on my mast cell activation syndrome and how I've been feeling. And I've got a positive attitude. I know that I will end up feeling better. I was feeling great a couple weeks ago. It will get back there. I did a 3-mile walk yesterday, despite the fact that I wasn't feeling good. And I did okay. Towards the end, I was starting to feel it and was feeling a little dizzy. But yeah, I'm just going to follow the advice, do what my doctors told me to do, and we'll go from there and see how things go. But I do know that I've gained weight. And so I don't know what to predict for this coming Monday, but we shall see. And if I'm drinking all this water, who knows? Maybe the weight will go away. I don't know. But anyways, again, I'm rambling on. Holy cow. I can't stop myself from talking. Okay. All right. That's it for today. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.